Hey, Dr. Chaz here with HistoriaConsulting.com. Here we are at the federal courthouse where we're dropping a pin at the trial of former New Orleans Mayor C. Ray Nagin, who served the city from 2002 to 2010, including the great tragedy of Hurricane Katrina. Now, the Nagin trial is important because it represents a legacy of political corruption here in New Orleans. Now, New Orleans is known for its political corruption, and as a historian, I'm here to tell you that is a bunch of total BS, right? Well, actually not. New Orleans history is filled with examples of corruption. Now, Mayor Nagin came in 2002 on a platform that he was a businessman and he was going to clean up government. But the federal allegations here say that there were kickbacks on several major contracts that he issued for the city. And so that corruption continues through the businessman model of politics. Now, you can trace the history of corruption in Louisiana all the way back to the Spanish and French colonial period. Under Spain, for example, there were strict contraband laws and high tariffs, but nevertheless, English ships docked off the port under the eyes of the Spanish and traded on the black market to locals. The Spanish looked the other way. They got paid in kickback. In the early American period of the early 1800s, local authorities, including Andrew Jackson and Governor William Claiborne, made deals with pirate John Lafitte. John Lafitte was a known smuggler and avoided contraband laws as he was an outlaw, but officials looked the other way until they needed him for the Battle of New Orleans, where they used him to fight against the British. After the Civil War, the Louisiana Lottery, which was a state-run gambling system, was known as the most corrupt system in the American South and pretty much the nation. The treasurer at the end of the lottery period, E.A. Burke, absconded with $1.2 million when he moved to Britain and then eventually set up a kingdom in Honduras, and Louisiana never got that money back. Is this trial different than any other trial in New Orleans history? I mean, we just had, not too long ago, Bill Jefferson, Dollar Bill Jefferson, who had money in his freezer. And then before that, we had Edwin Edwards' trial, where he laid money in a garbage can for someone to pick up to get a Steamboat River gambling contract. Come on, folks, this is Louisiana. You gotta love the stories that come out of these trials. So we can't wait to watch the Nagin trial to see what kind of juice comes out. So is this trial at the federal courthouse for Mayor C. Ray Nagin of New Orleans making history? Is this a big historical event? What will they think about this in 20, 50, or 100 years? Now, judging from the reaction on the street here, there's no one out here, I would say people really don't care. So, I invite you to think about whether this trial will make history. Dr. Chaz with HistoriaConsulting.com. Check the facts.